Well, ain't this a kick in the ass? You MAGA folk, you elected Donald Trump because you said, oh, he's a businessman. He'll run the country like a business. You forgot the part where he went bankrupt a whole bunch of times. You forgot that, didn't you? And so now we have this headline that just came across the wires. From Newsweek, U.S. loses perfect credit rating for the first time in over a century. I run a financial services company. I know a little bit more about what this means than perhaps you do. As Newsweek says, the move comes amid mounting federal debt, rising interest costs, and here's the big one, and persistent political dysfunction in Washington. Moody's cites growing concerns over the government's long-term fiscal planning. This is very much going to upset the apple cart in terms of monetary policy out of Washington. More importantly, it's a big fat embarrassment, mostly for Trump, but believe me, also for the entire United States. There will be a lot more on this later on, but I just wanted to share this with you right away. It's not good, folks. It's not good.
Well, Moody's is ready to declare that the United States of America is in a recession. Moody's. They're waiting a few more minutes for some additional data to come in before they make that declaration. Now, by definition, we are technically in a recession when one of 5 or 6 different indicators have been hit. Facts have been hit. And the one indicator that has been met for a recession is the decline in payroll, specifically because jobs have been cut. So what Moody's does, they've been doing this forever. They send out 400 surveys to 400 different industries. Now, if there's any single month that over 50% or more send back their survey saying they've had a decrease in payroll because they've had to cut jobs, we're technically in a recession. We've started a recession, and then there'll be more indicators that happen after that. Well, for July, the surveys came back, and 53% of these 400 industries have had a decrease in payroll because they've had to cut jobs. Okay? Now, their only hesitation to declaring that we are now in the start of a recession is the jobs figures. The number of job openings don't correlate with the recession indicator because the number of job openings right now have been artificially inflated because we have deported a bunch of foreign workers. So there's an abundance of shitty jobs at shitty wages with no benefits. But because that number just kind of doesn't correlate yet, they haven't declared the recession yet. But essentially, they're saying we have started a recession. So, more to come. Pay attention to Moody's.
Moody is ready to declare that the United States is in recess. This is the latest, saddest news and a concern for all Americans as the credit score for the country is going down in the Trump's administration. Does it mean that the policies that the president is trying to impose are not working? Or what is really happening? What is the real situation in the economic system of America? Do we have economic advisors in the White House who are ready to guide the POTUS on what next for America? So as we watch this video, I want you to share your thought also on how you feel about the recent remarks by Moody on the credit score of America. So let's watch and make a reaction in the end.
The new administration has been running this country for less than 6 months, and it has already tanked America's credit. The U.S. right now is like a guy living in a double-wide trailer, juggling payday loans, maxed out credit cards, driving a lifted Dodge with a 30% interest rate for 84 months. We're kind of fucked. Moody's was incredibly clear. The downgrade was about debt, too much of it, and no plan to fix it. And the administration keeps borrowing like checks are never going to come fucking due. And the president's big, beautiful bill is going to add trillions to that debt for a tax cut that the rich want. And investors, they're fucking spooked right now. Stock futures are down. The dollar slipped, Treasury yields jumped past 5%, meaning Uncle Sam's interest payments are about to get real expensive. This isn't just bad optics. It's higher borrowing costs for a country that is already drowning in IOUs. And as confidence slips, so does the leverage the U.S. has enjoyed for literally decades. Because this administration only offers lies, empty promises, and complete and total incompetence. This downgrade isn't just a number, it's a warning shot from investors. When the world starts treating America like a risky borrower, the trailer park isn't just a metaphor, it's the future.
Really bad news for America. It looks like Moody's has downgraded America's rating from AAA to AA1. Now that's not fundamentally bad, but that's never happened in a long time for the United States. And Moody has said the reason they are downgrading the United States is because we've had a decade of overspending. And now the liberals are going to say that, oh, it's because Trump came in and that's why it happened. No, that's not the reason. So let's look at who contributed the highest to the U.S. deficit. So right there is Barack Obama's time. And in each of his things, this is what he raised. Then there is Biden. And so these are the big guys. You can see that. Well, some people will say this Trump number is higher, but we should ignore that because President Trump doesn't do anything wrong. And you can see how high this is. And this is why America has lost its credit rating.
Looks like the U.S. is going to need some credit repair. The rating agency just downgraded the U.S. credit. I mean, our debt is out of control. And the interest on the debt is just so high. And with the higher rates, it makes the payments even harder to manage. But here's the thing, here's how it's going to affect you. Here's how it's going to affect mortgage rates. We actually started the day with rates down 20 basis points. And guess what happens? By the end of the day, we're back up 5 basis points. It is so brutal to be in the industry right now. It is so brutal to be in real estate and mortgages. Because just when you start to get some traction and start to feel like rates are finally headed back in the right direction, the powers that be that are trying to crumble the U.S. economy just come in with some bullshit like this that's going to cause a huge sell-off. And the 10-year bond's going to rise probably to 4.8, causing FHA and VA rates to go to 6.875. Conventional might touch 8%. And we'll see what happens. There is a chance that the sell-off happens in the stock market and the traders still buy bonds because it's still somewhat of a secure asset. I mean, it was the safest investment you can make. You buy treasuries, you're guaranteed back 4.25%. Why wouldn't they do that, right? Why wouldn't they hedge a portion of their portfolio to that? But now, with this nonsense that Moody's just put out, it's going to cause chaos on Monday. We're just going to have to weather the storm and see what happens. But Jerome Powell just needs to cut rates. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's waiting for. Get it together. We need to get the federal fund rate down, probably closer to 2.5. That's really where we should be at with inflation at 2.3. Get it together, bro. Come on. Everyone, if you're a loan officer, you should be locking your loans today, right now, if you're closing within the next 2 weeks. Let me know in the comments what you guys think is going to happen now that the U.S. is going to need credit repair.
Are we winning yet? You tell me, because Moody's has now downgraded the United States credit rating from AAA to AA1. They see us having major trouble in the future. And this is going to have huge economic impacts across the country, probably even throughout the world. And this is just really bad news, and really bad news for Trump. He's having a rough day. Moody's says it made this decision citing the budgetary burden the government faces amid high interest rates. Guys, this is not good. Moody's also cited that the United States government debt and interest payment ratios are slightly higher than similarly rated other sovereign nations. So that's also part of the reason for the downgrade. I mean, this is what happens when we've been running this massive budget deficit and you don't tax the ultra wealthy. And now Trump is trying to cut taxes for the rich. I mean, this is insane. Like, comment, share, let me know what you think about this, and I'll see you back here for the 411.
The United States is about to break and nobody is willing to talk about it. If we as a country don't make a change here, we are cooked. The media doesn't give it the attention it deserves. Politicians won't say it out loud, but our country, it's drowning in over $36 trillion in debt. And here's the terrifying part. We're now spending more than $1 trillion a year just to pay the interest. Not the debt itself, just the interest. It takes my breath away whenever I talk about it. Imagine you maxed out your credit card that you have, then took out more just to cover your monthly payments. That's what we're doing as a government and as a country. And when the bill comes due, it's you who's going to pay the price. Higher taxes, slash services, or worse, God forbid, a financial collapse that would make 2008 look like a hiccup. If we don't change course here, folks, if we don't stop printing money, overspending, and kicking this can down the road, your future, our future, won't be stable jobs and affordable homes. It'll be layoffs, rent that you can't afford, and retirement accounts that don't mean anything. Heck, some of you are saying right now, I'm already feeling the effects. They'll try to distract you with these headlines and drama, but this is the real threat we are facing, and nobody's coming to save us. I'm curious, what do you think about this in the comment section below? For more unapologetic and trustworthy news, hit that follow button. I appreciate you.
Hi everyone, happy Saturday. So now we can add a Moody's downgrade to the litany of reasons that it makes no sense to me that the stock market on Friday was valued at nearly the same level as January. If you haven't seen my post from yesterday on this topic, go ahead and find it. I have it dated so you can find it easily. But it's going to be really interesting to see what happens to the bond market as a result of this and ultimately what happens to the stock market. And I would reiterate that now is a great time to evaluate your risk exposure and adjust or rebalance your portfolio so that it better aligns to your risk tolerance. It's a good time to do that. So I'll be watching the bond markets over the weekend and how the futures are trending as well. Going into next week, we will have some earnings. We have Home Depot, Lowe's, and Target, which will be interesting. And again, the results themselves may not tell us as much as the guidance or lack of guidance that we hear in the commentary on those earnings calls. So drop a comment on what you're watching over the weekend as we prepare for another volatile week ahead. Take care.
So Moody's move is so much clear, and he's looking at the indicators in the American system. For instance, is checking on the loss of jobs, the job cuts that has occurred in the few months since Trump took the American presidency. He's also checking on the living standards of the people of America and says that the debts that the government has taken, will they really be able to pay them in time? That is the informed decision that Moody is basing his arguments on and his reports on, because he feels that America's credit score has gone down because of these factors. America is not the America people thought is or has been, due to the mismanagement that this government has put the system into. So even as these reactions are taking place, there is a conversation that has to be sparked on how America can be made great again. Or is Trump living to the promise that he made to make America great again? He was so much enthusiastic in creating jobs, in ensuring that people get what they deserve as Americans and make what belongs to Americans be theirs. So far, he has made tremendous steps. For instance, he has barred visas entrance to America by some countries or people from other countries. Again, he has also led massive deportations of people from America. He has also imposed tariffs on other countries. So does it mean that all these are not good steps in managing the debt crisis that is yet to hit the nation that has been considered as a superpower. Now, let me address the issue of illegal migrants as they were termed, because some of them claimed that they have been part of the American system, even as they are being forcefully removed. They have been legally there. So these are people who have been working there. Some of them have been paying taxes so well. Some of them have been contributing in building America that they deserve. So when these deportations occur, the government should check the impotence of these people. How are they contributing to the growth of this country before making that move of removing them from the country? These and other misguided moves have led to this crisis that America is currently facing. So if Trump has to make it right, then he has to reconsider some of the tariffs he has imposed on other countries, because trade is a mutual agreement. You have to openly do trade. There is no room for exploitation, and no country would agree to be exploited by any other country. So Trump has to make right decisions without feeling that he is a big man. This big man syndrome, as I always term it, is what is getting America down. And in no time, America will realize that it is being overtaken by other countries because of the measures they are trying to impose. So let's address this issue. Let's talk about this issue with an open mind on building or making Trump realize what or where the rain is beating him, because that is when you help the people, and that is how the world becomes great. We will be so happy if America becomes great again, if Africa becomes great again, and any other continent. This is a mutual development that we should embrace as a society, because as I always say, all humans, or rather all races, are humans. Even the blacks are humans. Everyone is a human. So hit our comment section and tell us what you feel about this. Also, do not forget to like, comment, and share. Thank you, and may God bless you.